there was definitely a problem with me from the get-go. You know, my real last name isn't even Meeink. My real last name is Frank Bertolini. My mom left my Italian father in a different section of Philly, moved me to an all-Irish neighborhood, and said, you got to get rid of an Italian last name, because that's how they are in Philadelphia. You know, you're very ethnic. So I've always had identity crisis, I guess. When I left my mom's neighborhood and went back to my dad's neighborhood, he lived in mainly like West Philly, Southwest Philly. Some of you guys might know West Philly. It's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, West Philly, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days. That's where I went back to school at, and I was 13 years old, and I was one of the only white kids in my school, and I got the crap beat out of me all the time. You know, nowadays, if you're on public assistance, they give you a little card, a little green card, public access card. Back in the day, and some of you might remember this, they didn't give us a card. They gave us a booklet of neon-colored money that screamed, look at me, I'm the poor kid. Right? Every time you had to pull out food stamps in front of somebody. So I remember I go to the store, and in South Philly, some of you know, and even in Southwest when I'm up by my dad's, but the corner deli is everything. So you'd have to go to the corner deli with these food stamps. And who comes in the corner deli right behind you when you're about to pay with food stamps? The hottest girl in my neighborhood. You don't pull out food stamps in front of hot girls, so you let everyone go first in the whole store. Chivalry ain't dead when you're poor. Oh, you first. No, you, please, you know? I absolutely loved it. And it's the same feeling that every gangster kid gets, every thug kid, every carjacker, every fucking bully. We love when people have fear. I loved it. And I know it's sick and demented, and I'm a broken human being at that time. Absolutely broken, but I love that moment. I could see the fear in his face. Now, he really doesn't fear me. I come up to the hip. I'm standing next to the guy. But I love that look. Why? Because deep down inside, I'm just a spiritually bankrupt, sick little boy who's scared of everything. Scared of my homes, scared of my parents, scared of my schools, scared of I was going to have fucking food to eat today. Now someone fears me.
So I've made some friends over the year or so with some black kids from Chicago. I played football with them. Even though when we would get done, we'd walk back to the cell block together. We'd always talk about the same thing. We'd always talk about girls and what's the last girl you're with and what you do with her. And this dude's becoming teammates, becoming my boys. Because if people really want to fight racism, we need to start fighting like the private prison industry. And they figured out a way to make money off of poverty. That's all it is. I mean, there's nonviolent felons. I get it, they're nonviolent. We should not be putting them away and taking away from their families. Now their children become violent because they're pissed off kids. Like, we're just feeding this beast.
And Frank, the swastika on your neck, it's gone?
Yeah, I got it taken off in 1997, actually by a Jewish doctor who had lost family members in the Holocaust. And she was at University of Pennsylvania, called me in one day and said she wanted to take it off. I said, look, I can't really afford it. She goes, oh, you can't afford me anyway. I'm the best in the world at this. So she goes, how about this? I let some resident doctors work on you. They never shot a live person yet. You can be the first live person they shoot. I said, absolutely. I don't care if they use a belt sander. Get it off. So. You know, we had the Rabbi and Archbishop come to talk to us last night, and they said some amazing things. I mean, just amazing things. But what, to me, was the most spiritual thing that those two guys did? When they both were going to get up on stage and they both wanted to let the other one go. That's the most spiritual thing, is they have so much respect for the other person. No, you go first. No, you go first. And notice when I put out, whatever I put out always came back to me. Always. When I put out hatred and violence, it always came back to me. When I put out love and respect, it came back to me. What goes around comes around.